Hello everyone, welcome back. Right there in the center of the screen, you will see a white target at 65 yards. That is 12 inches wide by 16 inches tall, and I'm shooting it with a pistol today. Let me back you guys up. Hold on, let's cooperate. Okay, here we go. So we are back. Now you're not going to see it get hit with this, but you're going to hear the ping. So the backstory to this is I've been shooting that target for the last few days with the Glock 43. The best I can get on it is so far is 3 out of 7. Okay, so I think part of my issue is that I'm maybe trying a little bit too hard. Like I'm getting on the target and I'm like, make the shot count. So I just want to get really used to this idea of shooting a target at 65 yards with a pistol. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to shoot it with 22s. Okay, we got a bunch of 22s here, and hopefully we're not going to see it get hit or move, but we should be able to hear it ding. That's why I'm wearing these little, these little earbuds here, as opposed to normal ear protection that I normally wear. So hopefully I'll hear it better. So let's see how I do now. The ammunition that I'm using is like bulk Federal. Okay, so it's like the cheapest, crappiest 22 ammo. So some of the shots are gonna miss just because the ammunition's just a little whack. We might even get some jams, So let's work through this and see how we do. Seven out of 10, 65 yards. So this is way easier than the G4, than with the 9mm. Even with a G17, I don't do this good. Let's shoot some more. Five out of 10. Four out of 10. Definitely getting diminishing returns here. The first one was my best. As I'm starting to get a little bit more tired, lose a little concentration, my hits seem to be going down. Five out of 10. Five out of 10. Seven out of 10. So the first one and the last one were my two best ones. 7 out of 10. So this is really good. This is a good exercise to get me used to this idea of shooting. Get these things off. I really don't like having these things in my ears. That's why I normally wear the earmuffs, but I wanted to make sure I could hear those dings. Number one, I just want to get used to this idea of, hey, we're shooting 65 yards with a pistol. No big deal, Now, a couple of differences here that are significant. Obviously, this is a bigger gun, a little bit heavier than the G43. But this gun is, even though we're shooting crappy ammo, it's still inherently more accurate because it's a fixed barrel. Okay, so this kind of like almost like a rifle. Basically the barrel is fixed to the frame and the optic goes on top of it. There's no movement here, as opposed to the tilt barrel. Okay, the optic is on the slide. It's not The optic is not on the barrel. Okay, so every time this slide opens up, that barrel moves slightly, right? If you take out, actually, let me pause this for a second. I want to show you guys something. Hold on. Okay, so here I have a factory Glock 17, right? So complete factory. So nobody says I'm using cheap aftermarket crap. Okay, take this recoil spring out. All right, so here's my barrel, right? So here's the thing. When this is, and you can test this out with your gun. When you put your barrel in there, right? Put your finger here. You hear that sound? Okay, so even when I'm pushing up against the barrel, if you push on the sides here, you will see that there is a slight bit of motion, right? If you put your nail here on the slide, you'll see that this will move back and forth a slight bit. Now this one's got a lot high round count on it, so a newer one might have a little bit less movement on it. But the point is that the barrel and the slide are disconnected, and your sights are on the slide. So every time this thing opens up and closes, you know, the barrel positioning is slightly off. Okay, it might be a little bit off, but it is slightly off every time this thing opens and closes. So that's why, even though I'm using cheap Federal, that bird is loud. Even though I'm using like cheap Federal ammo on this, like the cheapest 22 I can possibly shoot, it's still more accurate than a 50 barrel gun. Now, why do we use these instead of these? Well, because, you know, most defensive shootings don't happen at 65 yards. They happen at much closer distances. So having a gun that works reliably at closer distances is the more important thing. However, I do want to have the capability to shoot at further distances, and this is a way to get me comfortable with shooting at longer distances. And what hopefully will happen is what I learned there will transfer over to this. Now, the other significant difference is that, oh, this one is loaded, yeah. It's good. I always check, as soon as I want this, I say, oh, yeah, this is my carry gun. This is loaded, you know, because I'm used to, like, picking up these guns and, you know, always checking them. So what I was starting to say is that aside from this gun, that's what I was trying to do, this gun being slightly lighter than that, the weight acts as an anchor, okay? So the weight of the gun acts as an anchor. So this is a little bit more stable just because it's a little bit heavier than this thing I'm carrying over here. The other thing is the trigger squeeze, okay? This is basically a single action gun, okay? It has a very light, crisp trigger pull, whereas the trigger pulls on these Glocks are a lot stiffer, especially this G43. The G43 is definitely at the higher end, I think. I mean, this one's pretty well broken in, so this one's probably closer to 5 pounds. The G43 is probably closer to like 8 pounds because, again, it's meant for defensive shooting situations. Where you don't want to accidentally fire the gun. So at longer distances, it is harder to hit the target. Okay, so you know I am really inspired to try and that. After shooting that, let me put my ears on. Let's try it with the G43. See how we do. Hold on, let me pause you guys. All right, so after doing as well as I did with that, let's do the G43 now. See if I can get some dings out there. After 65 yards. Hopefully I'm not too tired. Bring the light down a little bit. Totally sucked. Zero. So yeah, definitely different. So anyway, like I said, the best I've done is 3 out of 7. A lot of times I'll get 2. You know, I'll get 2 out of 7. That's probably a little bit more on the common side. Occasionally I'll get 0 out of 7, which I just did. And like I said, there's a lot of factors here. Like I said, you know, every time this barrel moves, every time the slide moves, that barrel goes into a slightly different position. Other thing is, yeah, the trigger squeeze is much harder on this. So again, that throws off your concentration a little bit. It does tire your finger out a little bit as you do this a lot. So interesting stuff. Like I said, I'm going to keep working on this. and hopefully I'll improve. I was doing this earlier with Shield Arms, which is a 9-round magazine. I don't have it here. It's a 9-round magazine plus 1 in the chamber. I was able to get it up to 4 out of 10. That was my best. 4 out of, 4 out of 10 I think was my very best with that. So this is definitely something I'm going to keep working at. So thanks for watching. If you're not a member of the channel, subscribe, and also follow me on Odysee, which is an uncensored channel. Odysee is spelled ODYSEE.com, and my channel name over there is Pocono Tactical. Talk to you all soon.